Okay, so in this video I will show you that how we can plot functions in Python. So here we can see this is a picture where it shows that within a single window I have plotted two different functions. This magenta color is showing function 1 and the blue color is showing basically the function 2. So it indicates, and along the horizontal axis this is x label, that means the name of the x axis. Along the vertical axis this is the name of the y axis, and the top of the figure this is the title section. So how we can create this particular kind of plot in Python? So first of all we have to import some useful packages for that. So number one, I'll be using NumPy package to create the data, and number two, I'll be using matplotlib for plotting the data. So let me import the NumPy package first. So the command I'll be using for that, import NumPy as np. Then I'll be importing matplotlib, import matplotlib.pyplot matplotlib.pyplot as plt. So I'll be using this particular NumPy package for creating data, and matplotlib.pyplot as plt I'll be using for plotting the data. So run this section. Now I will create the data. Create data section. So here I will create, basically I will be generating two functions. One is from sin x, another is from the cosine x for simple implementation. So the x value I'm creating, x equals to, it's an NumPy array, NumPy linspace. Linspace means it is a method which returns a NumPy array, and it requires three arguments. Number one argument is a stop, number one argument is a start, number two argument is a stop, and number three argument is number of sample points. So let's say I would like to plot the function sin x and cosine x within an interval from -pi to +pi. So minus numpy.py, because this pi value I'm taking from the NumPy package, and then numpy.py -pi to +pi. There is a first one indicating the start, second one indicating the stop, now comma number of sample point. Let's say I want 100 number of sample points which are linearly spaced or equally spaced within this range. Now function 1 I'm calling y1 equals to numpy.sine, because sine function is written within the NumPy package, so I'm importing that particular function from there and passing the argument x. That means y1 is sin x. Similarly I'm creating different function cosine x. y2 is the cosine x. Now it is basically now let me execute the section. It is being executed. Now I'll be just writing the section, plotting section. I'll show you how do I plot these two functions like this picture. That means over a single window I will plot two functions. One is sin x, another is a cosine x, and then give title, y level, x level, and this particular legend informations. So now create the canvas. So what to do? This matplotlib plt, I'll be using this plt command here because matplotlib.pyplot I've imported as plt. So how to create a canvas? Plt.figure, that means I'm just creating a new figure, and I can basically specify what should be the size of that particular figure window. So for that fix size equals to, this is the parameter. Now this should be tuple. Yes, that means the length and height. Let's say length is 12, height is 3. So now I want only one figure within this particular canvas. So what to do? Simple plt dot plot. Plt dot plot. This will plot the particular function, and I wish to plot y1 function first of all. So what to do? Basically I have to just give x and y coordinates, x or y values of the data. So x comma y1. Let me show you what is the effect of that. Then plt dot show to show the figure immediately. So if we execute this, so now it generates the window, and within that window the function is plotted from -pi to +pi. And now I would like to plot the second function on the same figure. So what to do? Simply just write again another plot function, same x and different y. Now if you hit enter, these two functions automatically being plotted with different colors. It automatically, the colors will be used to generate two different functions to identify these are the two different functions. Now I want to name these things, that is blue one and blue and this orange one. Let's say the y1 I want to label as sine function. So I'm writing sine, and letter one cosine. Okay, so if we wish to print this information, label information, I have to issue another command, plt legend. Now hit enter. We can see blue one is indicating the sine function and the orange one is indicating the cosine function. Now I have to give the x label and y label as well as a title. So what to do? Basically plt dot x label. Now it takes a string, that means x values. If we hit enter, we can see the x values is showing over here. So now plt dot y label y values. So you can give your own name, whichever you want. So this is y label. Now the title, plt title of the figure. So it's basically displayed title of the figure. So in this way our objective was title section, y level section, x level section, legends, and the function plotting. One function, two function, more than two function as well. So if it is more than two functions, you just simply append these commands one after another one and use this corresponding legend label information, and finally issue this legend so that it will automatically prints all the data. Suppose I want to just mark the grid lines, plt grid, it by default takes true, so grid line will be shown over here. So in this way we can just create the figures in Python. The objective was within the canvas I'm just creating one figure. Let's say that I want to create within this particular window, within a one canvas, I want to print two different figures, something like this, row wise, first and second. So how do I create it? For that case we have to use subplot command. What is the meaning of subplot and how we can identify the index values? You can see within this particular canvas we have two rows, number 1, number 2, and one column. That means these individual figures are situated in two rows, one column format. That's why 2 row 1 column, and this is the first figure, means this particular section. 2 row 1 column, and this is the second figure, that means this section. So in this way we can plot two figures, one is top, another is the bottom. Okay, so now how to create it, I'm showing these things. Let's say again plotting section. So I'm just creating another plotting canvas. So what is this? Plot figure. As you can see that I want these things as a two figure combination of the two figures or two sections. So I'll be using different figure size for better understanding. Fixed size, so let it be 8,6. okay, so that you can choose your own shape, and accordingly you can try and you just adjust these values. Now I'll be creating the upper one. The first I'll be creating this one, or you can create the second one then go to the first one. In that way we can also create it. So let me create the first one. What to do basically for that? Plot means plt dot subplot. How many rows? 2 rows, 1 column. It's first section. That's why 2 comma 1 comma 1. Now simply use these commands. Already I have used here, so I'm just copying from there and I'll paste it. Okay, so this is showing me the first picture. This is the picture I'm just going to create. Already I explained what are the meaning of individual commands, and finally I have to issue plot.show to see that output. Okay, so we can see one figure has been created. Now let me copy this thing, title of figure 1, let's say. I'm just copying the whole section of it for quicker implementation, and now I'm just changing these sections to, that means I would like to plot the second section plot, and this is figure number 2. This is figure 2. Let me create these things. So this is figure 2. Now we can see that title of the figure 2 is basically marched to X values of upper figure. So what to do basically? Plot tight layout. So if we use that command, so it automatically rearrange and adjust this figure in such a way and labels so that all the informations will be displayed clearly. So I'm just zooming it out a little bit, so you can see this is the top figure, this is the bottom one, right? So this is title of the figure 1, title of the figure 2, and we can adjust these label values as well. Also you can plot different function as well if you wish. So this is one figure, this is another figure configuration. Now I'll be showing third one. I would like to plot this kind of configuration. Okay, so as you can see there are 2 rows 2 columns. That means 2 rows 2 column means 2 comma 2, then this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4 sections. Okay, so let me create another section and let me copy the whole section code and paste it here. Now I'm just going to explain. Let's say this is 8 by 6. Okay, fine. Now this is all right. Now I'm just making this one 2 comma 2 1. Now 2 comma 2 2. Now just I'll be just taking these things. Now I'll be plotting section 3, that is figure number 3. Figure number 3. This is figure number 4. So let me hit this section and now it is going to create. Okay, so this is 2 comma 2 comma 1 section, this is 2 comma 2 comma 2 section, this is 2 comma 2 comma 3 section, this is 2 comma 2 comma 4 section. And if you wish to modify the X label, Y label, etc., if you wish to print plot different functions, you just change these values xy, xy1, xy2, and these x values, y values, etc., and title as well. So this particular template code will be provided, and I'll just give you the link of this GitHub so you can download and practice it. You can change the values of x and y's and you can plot accordingly. And one more thing, exactly, suppose you want to store the data, store these particular figures on your hard disk. So how do you do that? let's say this is very simple, so I'm just going to show you the last one. Okay, so the command is plt savefig. Okay, then the file name figure.png, the format, then if you just give DPI, so you can adjust the DPI whether 150, 300, 600, whatever it is. And now just if we hit enter, it will just save the data within the working directory. So this is my working directory, it has been created right now. I've just created. You just click it, you can find out the figure as well, so that this particular figure you can use for reporting a result in any particular documents. So in that way you can create it and use it for further. Okay.